When PSV walked onto the round of 16 in the Champions League in 2024/2025, it wasn't just about glory, it was about protecting an invisible number that's worth 80 million euros to Dutch football, drop one place in a ranking most fans have never heard of, and the entire Eredivisie loses the equivalent of Ajax's entire transfer budget every single year. This is the UEFA coefficient system, and it's the reason why when Ajax loses in the Champions League, Feyenoord fans actually care. Here's what you need to know. UEFA ranks every European league based on how their clubs perform in European competitions over 5 years. Not just the champions, all clubs. Every win, every draw, every bonus point adds up. Your position in this ranking determines how many clubs from your country get into Europe and whether they face brutal July qualifiers or walk straight into September group stages. The Netherlands is currently 6th. That means 6 Dutch clubs in Europe, and crucially, both the champion and runner-up get direct Champions League entry. Portugal is 7th, just 5 points behind. They only get 5 clubs total, and their runner-up has to fight through qualifiers. That gap? That's the 80 million euro difference. Now here's where it gets scary. Remember that incredible 2021-22 season? Ajax with the perfect Champions League group. Feyenoord reaching the Conference League final. That season earned the Netherlands 19.2 points, nearly a third of their total coefficient. In 2027, those points disappear from the calculation. Poof, gone. The system uses a 5-year rolling window. Every summer, the oldest season drops off. So unless Dutch clubs can score another 19-point season before then, the Netherlands will drop by 6 to 7 points automatically. Meanwhile, Portugal doesn't have this problem. They've been steady at 10 to 12 points every year. No massive peak to lose, which means they could overtake the Netherlands by 2027. If the Netherlands drops to 7th place, here's what changes. 1. Only the champion gets direct Champions League entry. The runner-up has to play qualifiers in July, when your squad isn't ready, when you haven't signed your targets, when one bad match ends your European dreams before the season even starts. 2. Only 5 Dutch clubs in Europe instead of 6. That's one club missing out on millions in revenue, one fewer team earning coefficient points to help everyone. 3. 80 million euros vanishes from Dutch football annually. That's not hyperbole. That's what the Eredivisie's CEO calculated. Less money, fewer spots, no safety net. This is why the coefficient has created something unique in Dutch football, rivals supporting each other in Europe. When Ajax plays in the Champions League, they're not just fighting for themselves. Every point they earn or lose affects whether Feyenoord or PSV gets direct Champions League entry in 3 years. It's collective pressure on a scale that's honestly unprecedented. 6 clubs, all contributing to one shared number that determines everyone's future. The Eredivisie even reschedules domestic matches to give European clubs extra rest. Clubs field strong lineups even in meaningless games to keep European participants sharp. There's genuine cooperation between traditional rivals because everyone understands what's at stake, and the competition is heating up. Belgium has been on fire lately. They actually outscored the Netherlands in 2024-2025. They're 12 points behind but closing fast. Portugal is just 5 points back with their big 3. Benfica, Porto Sporting, who never seem to have fully bad seasons. The Netherlands has advantages. 6 teams sharing the load, growing Conference League expertise, and a collective mentality that few leagues can match. But we also have vulnerabilities. Ajax's recent struggles have been costly. They should be a reliable 3 to 4 point contributor every year, but they've been anything but reliable. The 2021-22 golden season expires in 2 years. And honestly, Dutch clubs haven't reached a European semifinal since 2022. So what does Dutch football need to do? The math is simple. Score 14 to 15 points every single season. That means multiple clubs reaching quarterfinals every year, not just occasionally. All 6 qualifying teams actually making it to the group stages. No more early exits that waste spots. At least one semifinal run every 2 to 3 years to generate those massive bonus points. The next 3 years will define a generation of Dutch European football. 2025-26 and 2026-27 are guaranteed. 6 spots, 2 direct Champions League entries, that's locked in. But 2027-28, that's when the 19-point season drops off. That's when we find out if this resurgence was sustainable or just a temporary peak. Every Ajax goal in the Champions League, every Feyenoord victory in the Europa League, every Conference League qualifier that some people don't even watch, they all matter. Because they're not just playing for themselves, they're playing to protect 80 million euros and the Eridivisie's claim to being among Europe's elite. That's the UEFA coefficient system, a 5-year report card that determines whether Dutch clubs walk into Europe or fight for scraps. Whether the runner-up celebrates or sweats through July. Whether Dutch football maintains its hard-won status or slides back into irrelevance. Now you know why every match matters. And why when you see a Dutch club in Europe, you're watching something bigger than just that game. Thanks for watching. For more in-depth Eredivisie coverage in English, visit us at www.thedivision.nl.